Hey everybody, this is Rycard here again, back with another black and white Pokemon upgrade. Today, we're going to be discussing how Dragonair can be used this generation, so let's get started. So as you all should know already, Dragonair is the pre-evolved form of Dragonite, and actually the second evolution in the Dratini chain, I guess you could say. But despite being a not fully evolved Pokemon, or NFE, it still actually has some pretty good stats, but more importantly, two very great abilities. Now, one great thing though about Dragonair, as which in a sense makes it better than Dragonite, is that you don't suffer from a 4 times weakness from Ice, because Dragonair is only a mono dragon type, so you're only weak to Dragon and Ice, which is great, and that can definitely help Dragonair live longer in battle and also take super effective ice hits a lot better than Dragonite can. But you still wouldn't obviously be wanting to take them to begin with. But as for the abilities, the first one it gets is known as Shed Skin, which is a really awesome ability that gives you the chance to cure any status at the end of every turn with a percentage chance of that occurring. I think it's something like 30% chance that you will be cured of your status. Now this is an amazing ability to have on any Pokemon just due to the fact that it's pretty much having a Lumberry as your ability, which is really great and can definitely allow you to be a more effective wall in battle or even a more effective attacker in battle if you wish to do so, because you have a chance of things like burn or paralysis or sleep even, for that matter, being removed, thus allowing you to continue to attack as effectively as possible. But in the Gym World, Dragonair also gets a very awesome ability as well, known as Marvel Scale, which is the ability that Milotic was synonymous with. And basically, whenever you're statused, you have an increase in your physical defense, and the increase is a 1.5 increase, so 50% increase, which is very great for any Pokemon due to the fact that that'll allow you to take hits even better. And the whole idea behind using this NFE to begin with is because of the fact that you can make use of the new item known as the Evolution Stone or Miracle of Evolution, depending on which one you know it as, and thus be able to be an effective somewhat wall to your opponent, or in Dragonair's case, even an attacker due to the fact that it does have a access to Dragon Dance, but we're not going to show you that set to begin with because that's just basically a standard Dragonair set that you throw an Evolution Stone on. But as for its stats, you can see that it has some pretty okay defenses with 61 HP, 65 defense, and 70 special defense. So with the boost from the Evolution Stone, which boosts your physical defense and your special defense by 50%, you'll have well over 300 defense when you are using a bulky set, which you will actually see right now. So basically, the idea behind the set is to be a phasing slash status dealing Pokemon. So first we're going to give Dragonair an Impish Nature to increase its physical defense but lower its special attack, and then either ability works in this situation, and I'll explain that more as I get to the moveset. But for the EVs, we're going to put 252 into HP, 120 into defense, and then 120 into special defense to give you your greatest mix bulk possible. And as I said before, this will give you defenses in the 300s due to the item you're using, which is the Evolution Stone. So that's really great and can prove that Dragonair can be an effective Pokemon at taking moves if you wanted to. But for those moves, the first one we're going to be making use of is a new move known as Dragon Tail, which is essentially the phasing move of this set. And what it does is it has negative priority similar to Whirlwind and Roar, which are also phasing moves, but instead of just getting them out of the battle or your opponent out of the battle, this one actually does some damage, so it can be useful in that sense, but either way it basically functions as an attacking move that also phases your opponent. Up next we have Toxic, which will be your way of dealing status to your opponent, thus allowing you to potentially stall it out and also, allow them to take increasing damage at the end of every turn, because, who doesn't like to have status on your opponent's team when they're using Pokemon and stuff like that, whatever. That was a really terrible attempt at trying to be funny, but anyways, next we have Rest, and this is where either ability comes into play. Basically, rest is your only reliable recovery move with this set, and it's kind of necessary due to the fact that you have Evolution Stone as your item, not leftovers. So why rest is good with either ability is because with Shed Skin, you can obviously be removed of your rest if that 30% chance for it to be removed occurs, which is really great because it can allow you to essentially rest for free on some occasions if Shed Skin activates, which is really great and can be pretty much a very reliable 100% recovery move if that occurs. It also can work with the Marvel Scale ability due to the fact that when you are sleeping or have the sleep status on you, you actually get the Marvel Scale boost, which will thus increase Dragonair's defense even further. So with that, your third move will either be Sleep Talk if you're using Marvel Scale, or Thunderwave or Protect if you're using the Shed Skin ability. Thunderwave is there as a way to allow you to be a dual statuser, and Protect is there to obviously allow you to stall out more turns of Toxic and things like that. So it's really which one you want to use with the Shed Skin ability, but with Marvel Scale, you pretty much have to use Sleep Talk because of the fact that you obviously can't attack when you're sleeping and you have no way to get rid of your sleep status because you're not using Shed Skin. So with Sleep Talk, you obviously have a chance to inflict Toxic onto your opponent or even get another Dragon Tail and continue to phase out. And the great thing about using Sleep Talk and getting Dragonair is that you actually don't get the negative priority if you Sleep Talk a phasing move or a negative priority move. So that can actually be really great. And since Dragonair doesn't have terrible base speed, this could actually come in handy if you want to do something of that sort. Now, as you can see, this set can be pretty annoying to your opponent, which is kind of the point, and why Dragonair is definitely a potential NFE Evolution Stone user in the regular, metagame, whatever you want to call it. The only thing you do have to worry about with this set, though, is that if your opponent has Substitute, you pretty much can't do anything to it. Because Dragon Tail is different from Roar in the fact that you can't actually get rid of them if they have a sub up, since Dragon Tail is an attacking move. So the only way they will actually be phased out is if you make contact with the actual Pokemon, not a substitute. So it will do damage to the substitute, but it won't phase them out, which is kind of unfortunate for this set, but that's just the way it works. And as I said before, feel free to use a regular Dragon Dance Dragonair and use the Evolution Stone ability with it, item with it, to give you the boost in defenses and making you a powerful attacker in the process while boosting with Dragon Dance. But in that case, you're probably better off just going with Dragonite anyways, since it's more powerful and faster and things like that. But it could be an alternative if you want to go for it. But Dragonair can definitely be a defensive NFE in this generation, in my opinion. But that's it for this video, guys, so take care and goodbye.